Tried to destroy my record company with the help of others, Dre. So right now we're getting everything back together and we finna come out, fully loaded.
Andre wanted Easy dead.
Never forget the night, Tamika, Ron Sweeney, and another man came up on the elevator and they went in, as she always did. And they came out, she left. And the next morning, that's when they announced Eric died. So we go crazy, like, what the fuck you talking about? So we hemmed up the doctor. This is shit nobody know. So we hemmed up the doctor. What the fuck? You told it, we on something else. And he told us what happened that night. Which was? That I can't really speak on because it might have me in some...
You're saying that
something happened where where he ended up getting married, and the next day, day and a half, he was dead.
Eazy-E has died in Los Angeles after a battle with AIDS.
The 31-year-old rapper died last night in a Los Angeles hospital. He was hospitalized last month for what he thought was asthma and said that he did not know how he contracted AIDS. Eazy-E, whose real name was Eric Wright, was a founding member of the band NWA. The band practically originated the hardcore style of gangsta rap.
Death occurred as a direct complication of the acquired immune deficiency syndrome. He was diagnosed earlier this week as having pneumocystis pneumonia. He'd been treated with several regimes to control his pneumocystis. Unfortunately, none of the regimes that he received was successful.
Usually he would be this far along and not have any symptoms prior, or is that incorrect?
No, that is incorrect. Often the AIDS virus can lie dormant in one's system for 8 to 10 years prior to the onset of any signs or symptoms of the disease. It just turns out that he was one of the people who remained totally healthy, where he was placed on a machine to aid in his breathing. At the time that he was placed in the intensive care unit, he had such critically low oxygen, he had been paralyzed and sedated in order to maintain him until the time of his death.
I mean, Eazy was the first rapper to die from AIDS. So they say.
So they say.
You don't believe it? No.
I know people personally, and I know who's passed away from that. It's a process. You don't just get diagnosed with HIV then die from AIDS. It doesn't happen.
And then
when does it happen? You have a woman who's pregnant when you pass, and you have just had a baby before you pass.
You got side
then
women.
you have 11 other children. Then you got all these other side women. Yeah. Why have no one popped up about being it's been given? If you had a cousin, a sister, a friend who had sex with, wouldn't you be telling
it? It don't add up.
It doesn't add up, bro.
Yeah, nobody. That's the thing. None of his kids. Any of the women.
Nobody.
But then his death certificate, it says cardiac arrest. How about that?
So why they not saying he died from cardiac arrest? You see what I'm saying? It don't say cardiac arrest due to a complications with the AIDS virus. It just says cardiac arrest. You see what I'm saying? And that's just, come on.
He died very quickly. There was no autopsy. He was cremated.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why a lot of people think there's the foul play is because of the Suge interview on Jimmy Kimmel.
It's so high, right?
Right.
So if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. So the kids, you don't want to go to jail forever, right? So they got this new thing out there. People sell them all the time. They got this stuff they get blood from somebody with AIDS. Yeah. And then they shoot you with it.
Oh, so that seems bad.
That's a slow death.
Yeah.
An easy thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, no.
That Suge saying shit that he should have never had no business saying, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
It's stuff like that. Looking back on it, it's like, yo, what did this dude know?
There's parts of this stuff that we was there for. Mm-hmm. We was there for parts of the ruthless takeover and a lot of, you know what I mean? We were present. You know what I mean? So it's just the way that a lot of stuff transpired that the public might not really be putting the pieces together like Tupac murder. You know what I'm saying? If they was putting the pieces together like Eazy, then they would see it would be out there. You know what I mean? But it's a reason why that's not being done as well, right?
He had a final statement that was read by his lawyer.
That's not true, though. Who wrote it? See what I'm saying? How can you write a statement when you have a whole respirator pumping your lungs and shit? That's what I'm trying to tell you, yo. It's like, come on. Like, it's, you know, like those people, that lawyer is complicit in this case. That lady is complicit in this case. And some other people, yo. You understand what I'm saying?
When Easy gets AIDS, and this lawyer, Ron Sweeney, he reads this thing that Eric supposedly wrote, you know, to the people, you know, the kids and everything. Again, this is something Eric would have, so many things happened that Eric would have never in a million years done.
You went to the hospital
Yeah.
when Easy was dying.
Yeah, immediate.
We was always there. I never would go in, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I would go my way.
be outside.
A lot
in
of
the
people
parking
wasn't even
lot.
allowed to go to
Yeah,
the
a lot
places
of
we
people
went
were.
in the hospital.
We don't know who wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
we know he didn't write it. We know that for a fact. It wasn't in his handwriting. The closer that we got to the facts, yo, and just being a logical, rational human being, bro, it just doesn't add up. You know, and then they just got out of like arbitration with Tamika. You know, Eric and some people in his family and a couple of people that I know. And it almost came out. The truth almost came out. You know what I'm saying? Because it goes that deep.
My dad told me, my dad, rest in peace, he told me, he said, look, he said, I don't know, he said, but I know when you're dealing with people in big business, and Eric was a young, powerful dude, I wouldn't count out foul play. He told me that. He woke me up one morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning, was like, I don't understand what happened to Eric. It doesn't make any sense. You know, I've been around AIDS. I've been in the music business for 30 years. I've never seen nobody die that quick of AIDS. This doesn't make any sense. He said, but when you talk about big business with the people that we've dealt with all our whole career, you can't rule out foul play. It's many of people have told me that. You know, do I have proof? No. Do I feel a certain way about it? Yes, I do. That's my honest thing. Glad I feel a certain way about it.
There was rumors on the internet where he claimed that you had injected Eazy-E with AIDS. What's your response to that?
My response to that is follow the money. Who had the most to gain from Easy dying? I'm the only person that didn't gain from it.
A whole bunch of bullshit.
You know, I'm the only person that had nothing to gain and everything to lose from him dying.
You know, and the whole thing about Jerry stealing and all that stuff, total bullshit.
Do you have any speculations in your mind of who could have possibly done that?
I don't know. I'd put it like this. Money was the rule of all evil. I'll leave that statement.
We had somebody on the show prior to you that kind of suggested it was, didn't come out and say. So you're saying it wasn't the wife.
Yeah,
okay.
Bigger entities involved.
Bigger entities. Could these be possibly the same entities that had something to do with Tupac's flame?
I don't know that. I don't know.
Got it going on. Wish we were there. Wish we were there. Breaking all the rules. When niggas try to play fair. Ain't nothing fair in this game of life. You gotta get yours before you lose your life. The game is designed for them to win. You think I'm lying? Visit the pen. They already got a number reserved for your ass. Don't be a fool and join their class. They want you to enroll in their institution so they can pimp you with their new form of prostitution. Wake up, my niggas.